Yes, I am Tetra Shockley. Again, I am Mrs. Delaware America 2021. This is actually my second reign as Mrs. Delaware America. I was Mrs. Delaware America in 2016 as well. So I am the first person to ever hold the title twice, which is an absolute honor for me. Yes, ma'am. And I am an attorney in Delaware. I practice family law and personal injury. I have an amazing husband of 16 years, two beautiful but pretty rambunctious and high energy children who keep me super, super busy. And so those are probably the most important things about me that I would, right off the bat want you to know. Yeah. So honestly, I've changed a lot in the last 5 years. The first time I held the title in 2016, again, that was 5 years ago, and I was new to pageantry. I didn't really fully embrace it, I think, as much as I should have, just because I was getting to know who I was and trying to figure out the pageant world. And I just felt like at this point in my life, I have so much more to offer. I understand pageantry better. I am more secure in who I am. So I have more to give because of that security in who I am. And I believe that my platform is a platform that the women all over the world need to hear and need to be a part of. And I'm ready to share that platform with hopefully the world, but definitely with Delaware. Yeah, well, the thing that I'm most passionate about is my relationship with God. I think that's really the foundation of who I am and my morals and my principles and who I know myself to be. I'm very, very fanatical about family. I believe that family just really comes first because these other things in life can come and go, but family is family, and that's central to my life. And I think that keeps me balanced. The other thing that I just really am pretty obsessed with right now is fitness. Just really wanting to take care of myself because I am getting older. I'll be 41 next week. My birthday's next week. I'll be 41. And there's so many things that I want to do. And I think it's important to be in good health, to be able to do those things. And I'm a drama mama. And what I mean by that is my daughter is into theater. And so because of her love for theater, I now have a love for theater, and that's pretty cool. And then my son is my little cuddle buddy, I call him. So I love snuggles and cuddles with my son. So those are the things outside of work and outside of pageantry that I like to busy myself with.
What is the date of your birthday?
It's October 27th, which is next Wednesday. And I was born in 1980. So again, I'll be 41.
It's a great moment.
Yeah.
What are you?
Wow. Most proud of the fact that my husband and I, after 16 years, are still best friends. The reason I'm so proud of that is because a lot of marriages, unfortunately, don't make it 16 years, or if they do, they're not really happy in their marriage. They're staying married for a lot of different reasons. And as a family law attorney, I see firsthand all the different reasons people stay married, even if they're not happy. I also am proud of that because I believe that the security of my relationship with my husband makes my children secure. It makes them feel like their home is a safe place, and that they don't really have any stress or worries at home. So I honestly, I think that's the thing that I'm most proud of. But if I could sneak one other thing in there, it's that in my entire family, I'm the only lawyer. Nobody else in my family has a professional degree. And so I only say that because I had to work really hard to get where I am. I don't come from a family of lawyers or anything like that. And so I really had to work hard to achieve that goal.
And how do you manage between your current duty, your family, and your job? Are you a superwoman?
Well, listen, so I'm definitely not a superwoman. I know people think I am, but just like anybody else, I struggle sometimes with balance. But if I could be completely transparent, I do believe that God's grace has carried me. I think if God calls you to do something, he'll give you the grace to be able to endure it. And I know that he's called me to my family and to my job and even to the community through pageantry. The other thing that I think is important in finding balance is understanding what's important in the moment, right? So family is always important, but because my family supports pageantry and they support my community service, they're okay if I have to take a step back a little bit and lean more on my husband or lean more on other family members to do pick up and drop off or to go to certain events, because they know that pageantry is a smaller window of time. And so it's okay if I give a little bit more here to take away a little bit more there. So you just have to understand that you really cannot do it all. There is a balance, and you just kind of have to work that balance with the support system.
And what is the most difficult for you, to be a mother or to be a beauty queen?
Oh man, that's tricky. So here's what's hard about being a mom is that, first of all, we don't know what we're doing. They don't come with an instruction manual. We're just out here kind of winging it, doing the best we can. And our children have their own will and they have their own personality. And so you can teach them, but at the end of the day, they're people and they have to make their own decisions. So that's the hard part about being a mom. And then the hard part about pageantry, to be honest, I'm a country girl. I don't know how much you know about Delaware, but I'm from Sussex County and it's country down there. So I'm the girl that likes to kick her shoes off and walk around barefoot. I like t-shirts and sweatpants. So it's hard for me to glitz. It's fun, but it's hard to glitz and glam when you'd rather be in a t-shirt and sweatpants. It's also hard to keep your body in shape for that daggone swimsuit competition. It's hard to not eat the bagels and the baguettes and the biscuits and the pasta when you have to get on stage in a swimsuit. So they're each hard, just for different reasons. She does, well, she has not expressed, I was going to say she does not, but she hasn't expressed interest. I don't bring it up to her because I do believe that our children, I don't believe in trying to make my daughter a mini me. Because I like certain things doesn't mean she does. I want her to find her own passions. What does she like? What does she enjoy? What is she good at? She's 14 and I actually am glad she hasn't wanted to do pageantry just yet, because at 14, it's a critical age. She's just now coming into herself, trying to find that real confidence as a young lady. And pageantry, honestly, can be pretty brutal if you're not secure in who you are. You could take a loss, so to speak, which I don't really see any of it as losing because you grow, but you could really take a loss pretty hard. And I don't want her to start feeling not confident in herself if she doesn't win. And if she does win, I don't want her putting her value and her self-worth in the fact that she won. So I want her to grow up and mature a little bit before she does it if she wants to. But as of right now, she hasn't expressed an interest.
For the age of your daughter, in 1 or 2 years, it's Miss America Outstanding Teen system.
Yes.
You have the time, 1 or 2 years before she enter in pageantry.
That's right. So yes, I'm going to take my time with it. It's definitely not something I'm going to force her into. It would have to be her saying she wants to do it, but I'm going to take as much time as she'll give me before we go that route. She's heavily into drama right now. And I think the fact that she's found something she loves, she's on that path and she's not trying to, mimic what mommy does. She really enjoys her own thing. Are they proud of me?
Yes.
They are so proud of me. So the funny thing is, my daughter, after I won this pageant in September, she comes out of the audience to the stage, and just these tears, and she just comes right into my arms, and I just hug her, and she's like sobbing because she was so proud of me, and that meant everything. And our children, I don't know if we always realize how much they're watching. And she watched me work hard. She watched me work out. She watched me turn down birthday cakes from different birthday parties, and she watched the journey. And then for her to see the fruit of it, I think was great. And then my son, believe it or not, even though he's a boy, he's super proud of me too. And the only thing he wants to know is on the plane on the way to Mrs. America, who gets to sit next to mommy. So he wants to make sure that when we go to this next pageant, when we're on the plane together, that he gets to sit next to the beauty queen. So yes, they're very, very proud. Okay, so at first, when I first entered pageantry, it really was just because it was just a passion of mine that I didn't fully understand, because I didn't do pageants as a kid. My first pageant, I was 29 years old. I was a married woman. So I didn't really understand where the passion for it was coming from. But I said, well, since I'm interested, I'll do it. And specifically the Mrs. America system, what draws me to it is that it really is the premier pageant for married women. It really is. It's the oldest. And consistently across the board, it has a woman from every state, which is really not common in pageantry for married women. There are a lot of pageants where you can go to a national pageant and there might be 16 women because there's not somebody from every state. Mrs. America is well sought after. It is highly respected. And I just believe that if I'm going to do something, I want to be the best. And I want to be associated with the best. And Mrs. America, that system is the best system in married women pageantry right now.
I agree totally. It's the best system, and
yeah,
the sister Mrs. World is the best on the international stage.
Yeah, yes, I'm really excited for that opportunity. If I am blessed with the title of Mrs. America, I am. That's beyond my wildest dreams, going to Mrs. World and meeting women from all over the world. You know, there really are women from all over the world at that pageant every year. And so I am honored to be associated with this system.
For you, what is your best asset to win the crown of Mrs. World? Mrs. America, because after Mrs. World.
Because we got to get there first, right? Oh man, if I had to pick one, my best attribute, I think would be my transparency. And I say that because I think what makes us better as women is learning from each other, encouraging each other, supporting each other. And the best way to do that is to really give of yourself in a transparent way. I am not ashamed to share my struggles. I'm not ashamed to share my failures. Because I've become better from them. And I believe that other women can look at some of the ways that I failed and not succeeded in life and say, you know what, if Tetra could pick herself up and if she could go back and do it, I can too. And I believe we need more of that in the world in general. And we definitely need more of it in pageantry. I also believe it's important because I think transparency and people kind of seeing the realness of the beauty queen would make other women interested in pageantry. If you think you have to be perfect to be a beauty queen, well, who's perfect? So who's going to want to do it? But if you realize that we all, you know, none of us, we have flaws. And like I said, I'd rather be in a t-shirt and some sweatpants, and you might catch me that way, you know, running around sometime. And then that other woman in the t-shirt and sweatpants says, hey, if she can be a pageant queen, so can I. So I think that's what helps me. Honestly, it's the food. It is the food. For me, it is truly a day by day, minute by minute thing where I have to say, okay, Tetra, you're going to be good today. You can do this. Like I encourage myself. Last night it's 10 o'clock at night and I should be asleep, but I'm up looking at TV. And because I'm awake, what do I want to do? I want a snack. And I'm thinking of all the snacks I should go downstairs and get out of the kitchen. And then I'm thinking, you only have 3 weeks before you leave for Mrs. America. Do you really want to eat that snack? And so I have that war going on all day long. So that is honestly the hardest part. The working out is easy for me. Preparing for interview is easy for me. Getting my wardrobe and stuff together is a little stressful, but it's also fun. But it's the eating. That
after Mrs. America, you will eat a lot of junk food, a lot of snack.
I'm already planning for after the pageant. I'm planning for my celebratory meal and snacks because my birthday is next week and I can't have cake for my birthday and I can't have pasta for my birthday and all the fun things that I would normally eat for my birthday. I just can't. I can't do it. My birthday is 2 weeks before I leave for the competition and I can't take that risk. Every day counts at this point. Every decision matters.
You're a good chef in the kitchen.
Honestly, I really can cook. I'm a good cook. I just don't have the time all the time. You know, like my mom, I tell her all the time she really should have opened a restaurant because she's amazing. And so I know that I get that from her. But because of everything I have going on in my life, that's one of the areas where I just don't always have the time. So what I love is the holidays. I love Thanksgiving. I love Easter. I don't do Christmas dinner because we have enough family that I can just kind of go to somebody else's house and eat Christmas dinner. But for Thanksgiving and Easter, I love it because I get to take my time in the kitchen and I get to really do what I love to do. But in just day-to-day life, I probably have an hour and it's like, let's whip something up quick and get everybody fed and move on.
I'm in France because I'm French by birth. We have no Thanksgiving. And it's a pleasure to come back in United States this month for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
French is, yes, I want to eat turkey.
Yes. Come to my house and have turkey, fried turkey too. We fry turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It's delicious.
It's delicious with the cranberry, with the potatoes.
Potatoes. I love potatoes every kind of way you can have potatoes.
Me too. I love to. And chocolate.
Oh, yes. I would even take potatoes over chocolate. That's how much I love potatoes. Yeah. It could be potato wedges, it could be French fries, it could be mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes. I mean, just however you want to give me potatoes, breakfast potatoes, fried potatoes, I'll take it. However you want to give it to me. I do. I believe because really of my platform. My platform is called You Are the Crown. And it's based out of a scripture, Isaiah 62:3. And it says that you shall be a crown in the hand of God, a royal diadem in the hand of your Lord. And what that scripture ministered to me is that I am the thing of value. The crown doesn't define me. The crown doesn't add value to me. I am the thing of value. I have something in me that other people can benefit from. I have something in me that can help someone else. And I believe that that is a message that women all over the world need to understand and need to know, that you're enough. And you're not just enough, you have something to give that's valuable. And if we could tap into that as women, instead of looking externally for our validation, instead of looking at hair and makeup and clothes and jewelry and crowns, even though that stuff is fun and it's beautiful, I feel like we could make such a great impact, more of an impact in our families and our communities and in the world if we understood that. And I believe that this year is the year for that message to go forward. And therefore I should be Mrs. America.
Your platform have a website?
One more time.
Your platform have a website? Have you a website or Facebook for your platform?
We are working on the website. For now, the best place to go to get more information about it is my public Facebook page, which is Tetra, which is my first name, Shockley, which is my middle name. So it's TETRA SHAYLICE. But we are working on the website. We have t-shirts that we've made. We're making other paraphernalia that says you are the crown. And it's something that my husband, when I say we, my husband and I, he is a full supporter of my mission and my vision. And so we're getting paraphernalia together and, just really wanting to push that message. You are the crown.
And do you think it's a worldwide platform?
Absolutely, because I believe that each and every one of us has a purpose. And if we could figure that out, that's how we make the change. And sometimes we don't tap into our purpose because of our insecurities, because we feel like I'm not good enough, it's too late, I'm too old, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the resources, nobody cares, I don't really have anything to say, no one really wants to hear what I have to say. There's all this negative self-talk that keeps us from being our best and keeps us from being who we are called to be. And the message of you are the crown, it's global. If you can get that, if we can get that, and it's something I still struggle with every day, I have to remind myself. But when I do, I feel empowered and I feel like I can do this, even with being Mrs. America. If you would have asked me maybe last year, you know, Tetra, are you the best person for Mrs. America? I might have teetered with it and said, well, you know, I think I could be. No, yes. The answer is yes, because I'm discovering who I am and I'm discovering that I have something to offer and women need it.
And I have a question about this platform. Do you think it's a platform for Mrs. World?
100%. I believe that it is a platform that's universal because anybody could understand that. Anybody. Whereas some platforms, maybe you can't relate to them if you haven't been through the thing that the platform is about. And I don't want to give examples because I don't want to belittle anybody's platform, but there are some platforms that you might say, oh, that's a nice thing, but I can't really relate. We can all relate to having an insecurity. We can all relate, I hope, to overcoming something. We can all relate to negative self-talk, and we can all benefit from a positive message that says, you know, bring down all of those negative thoughts and uplift yourself knowing that you have something of value. And so although I don't know all the languages to be able to translate you are the crown, someone can translate it for me in any language and every woman will get it. Every woman will understand that message.
And what is your best memory with this platform?
My best memory, oh, so I went to an event called Girls Can Do Anything. And already I was like, yes, this is going to be a perfect event for my platform. And as I was talking to a group of young ladies, well, I spoke to a group of young ladies, and then when that session was over and the ladies left, one lady, she hung back and she said, I struggle sometimes with social anxiety. And that was my moment. You know, those are the moments that I look for, where I can look at someone like her and say, guess who else has struggled with social anxiety? Me. Guess who else, you know, guess who I failed out of college my freshman year. I was sexually abused. My father wasn't around for me when I was growing up. I had struggled financially for a period of time in my life. I had really depressive thoughts at a time in my life, you know, to be able to look at this young lady, because she sees me with my crown and sash and thinks, oh, she's a lawyer and she's a beauty queen and she's an author and she's done all these great things. But beyond all this is a woman that can relate to you. And so to be able to speak to her about you are the crown, and to be able to speak to her about, even with the social anxiety that would make you think nobody wants to hear what you have to say, here is someone who felt the exact same way, but I found my voice. And you can find your voice too. And if you want, I can help you. And I gave her my information for her to contact me. And if she does, that'd be great. And if she doesn't, then I pray somebody else will come into her life to help her continue with that positive message. And that's what I want to do. I want to do that for young women. I want to do it for grown women, because I believe across the spectrum that we can all benefit from that. Well, I think everybody has an opinion, right? And so if you're somebody that feels that way, then maybe pageantry isn't for you. But what I can say is that for me, pageantry has helped me with my confidence. It's helped me to take good care of my body. And it's helped me to make a difference in my community. The event that I just told you that I went to and I was able to meet that young lady, I was at that event not because I'm Tetra Shockley. I was there because I'm Mrs. Delaware America. They wouldn't have invited Tetra Shockley. They invited me because of the crown and the sash. It opens doors. It gives you an opportunity to go places that you wouldn't otherwise be able to go, and meet people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to meet. So pageantry in and of itself, even though as pageant queens, we have a platform, pageantry all by itself is a platform. It's a platform that can be used to make a difference where you otherwise could not. So if you're not into pageantry, don't compete. But if you really want to be better, become better, a better version of yourself and impact your community, it's an awesome, amazing way to do it.
And I have a question. Which advice can you give to someone who hesitates to enter to Mrs. America system?
I would say do it. The first step really is just to sign up. You know, sometimes you have to, because I think we can all be honest and say that we've been fearful of something or to do something. But the difference between, you know, where you are now and the person who has done it is that they pushed past the fear. You have to push past the fear in order to be great. And then surround yourself with people who know pageantry, you know, reach out to maybe the current title holder and say, hey, do you have any advice? You know, what can I do? And, you know, really learn pageantry, because there is an art to it. It is very much more, it's more than just you know, throwing on some makeup and a gown. There's a real art to it. Learn the art, respect the process of it, because it really is a process to get to that level. But I think the biggest thing is pushing past the fear, pushing again past that self-doubt. But honestly, to have something bigger than self in mind, because that's the other reason why I don't want my daughter to do pageantry right now, because I want her to do pageantry with someone other than herself in mind. Don't do it because you want to be pretty and you want a pretty crown. I can buy you a crown. I can go on a website and buy you a crown. Do it because you want to impact somebody else. It is a dream for me. I told you before that I never did pageants until I was a married woman, grown. But I wanted to do pageants when I was a little girl. And the reason that I didn't is because I didn't believe in myself. I grew up with glasses. And back in the day, there weren't the pretty glasses. I had these ugly red frames and my glasses were super thick because we didn't have the technology to make the lenses smaller. So I had thick lenses, big frames. I had braces. I had really bad acne and I was tall and lanky. And I just did not find myself to be pretty at all. So I would just watch pageants on TV. And then during the commercial breaks, I would practice my walk up and down the hallway in my mom's house. And that was the extent of it for me. So to be sitting here as Mrs. Delaware America for the second time, 3 weeks away from leaving for the Mrs. America pageant with a shot at Mrs. World, is that little girl who thought she was ugly, thought she was insignificant, and thought she just wasn't appealing to anyone and had no one to offer. That is her dream. Man, I think the best thing about Delaware is the family feel. We're such a small state that if you talk to someone long enough, you'll make a connection of who knows somebody that you know. So it is very family friendly. It is just, we have the beaches. Our beaches are beautiful. And, you know, we have a little bit of a city feel up in northern Delaware. It's home. It's home. And for me, that's the best part of it. Because of that, I feel like it's a great place and a safe place to raise my children. And again, it's just so small that you always feel community. You always feel family. Meeting the other ladies. That is the best part. Listen, if you enter a pageant and the only thing you can think about is winning, please don't. Please don't do the pageant, because, you know, especially when you're going to a national pageant and you're going to spend 8 days with these ladies, I'm ready to get to know them. I'm ready to, you know, find, you know, a friend that when I go visit that state, I have somebody that I can link up with and connect with, or, you know, what is your platform? How can I help you with what you're doing? You know, make memories, take pictures. That's the best part, is meeting the ladies and building friendships.
And have you some contact with other candidates?
One more time.
Have you some contact with other candidates, like Mrs. Pennsylvania, Mrs. Virginia?
Yes. So our director, Susan, she has done a really great job, even because she has both Delaware and Pennsylvania. She's done a really great job of making us feel like family. So I'm definitely in contact across the board with my Delaware and Pennsylvania sisters, 100%. And then there are other ladies that I've reached out to connect with. I've reached out to Mrs. New Jersey. I know Mrs. Ohio American. I know Mrs. Maine American. I know Mrs. California America. So I've already made some connections, and I just look forward to making more once we get there. Beauty secret is sleep.
You have the time to sleep?
Listen, I honestly take my sleep very seriously. Like even last night when I said I was up at 10 o'clock wanting to snack, that's late for me. I'm normally like right around 9:30 because you need it. You need it. Your body needs it to recover. Your eyes need it so they're not baggy. You need it for energy. And I don't think we always give enough credit to how important sleep is just overall. And honestly, also for our mental and emotional well-being too, is to be well rested. So that actually is my beauty secret. I mean, a little lip gloss goes a long way too, but I don't think we give enough emphasis, especially as women who are on the go and busy. We don't put enough emphasis on taking care of ourselves by making sure we get rest.
And it's a question because you competed in a beauty contest. When you see you in the mirror, do you see a beautiful woman?
I struggle with that sometimes, if I'm being honest. I do believe myself to, like, generally across the board, I believe myself to be a very beautiful woman. And I'm not even a woman who wears makeup every day. And I purposely don't wear makeup every day because I'm teaching myself that you don't need it. If you're gonna do it, is to add and not because you have to have it. But there are days, there are moments where maybe I'm looking online at some other beautiful woman and then I feel like, maybe I'm not as pretty as her. And then again, I have to tap into, no negative talk, Tetra, you are beautiful. You have so much to offer. And it's not about comparing yourself to someone else. So generally, yes, I do think I'm beautiful. And again, I'm not somebody that wears makeup every day. But there are times where I struggle. I struggle with that sometimes.
When you have a bad day, we have a bad day sometime, which small thing can make your day better?
It's a tie. My daughter's going to kill me for this, but it's a tie between my husband and my son. My husband is my very best friend. And I can always talk to him when I'm having a bad day, and he encourages me always. But my son is my cuddle buddy and he's my love bug. And so he's always ready with a hug and a kiss for mommy. Always. And his hugs just, they feel like love. When you're having a bad day, there's nothing like that feel of love. So either my husband or my son, they tie for first place with that.
And you have during the competition, you have no husband and son in Las Vegas. Have you another small thing to make sure they're better?
You said I won't have my son and my husband in Vegas, and then I missed what you said after that.
And because I talked with Mrs. Virginia yesterday, and she said me, when my husband is not here, it's my dog or chocolate ice cream.
Well, funny enough, for me, it's potatoes. So French fries, I will go to Chick-fil-A and get a large fry with some ketchup and a large vanilla milkshake. And that makes every bad day okay. When I'm at work, because I do family law, so I deal a lot with divorce and custody issues and protection from abuse and just a lot of things that can emotionally take a toll. I go right to Chick-fil-A for some French fries and a milkshake, and it just makes it all okay.
And your husband is very ready to, if you win the crown of Mrs. America, because I have interviewed April, Mrs. World 2012, and Diane, Mrs. World 27, and all girls tell me it's a full-time job. Mrs. America or Mrs. World, we have no time at home. And your married is ready for this?
Listen, when I tell you he's my biggest cheerleader, whatever I need, he makes sure it gets done. That's the beauty of the security of our relationship, is that when it's his turn to do the big thing, I got his back. I hold down the fort. I have the kids. I have whatever needs to be done. Same thing he does for me. And then my mom is so excited about this. Whatever I need to do, she's going to make sure the gap is filled to support my husband. I have a whole village, Tetra's village, all around my family to make sure that we have what we need. So listen, I am ready. I am excited. I'm ready to travel. That's another reason why I want to, build these connections with these ladies. If I'm Mrs. America, I really do want to say, hey, Mrs. Wyoming, what do you have going on in your state this month? I'm coming. Hey, Mrs. New Mexico, what do you have going on? Here I come. And then as Mrs. World, I call Mrs. Zimbabwe. What are we doing? And the other great thing is that I have a job that's super flexible. I'm an attorney, but I work for a firm that also supports me. My firm paid my ad page fee for nationals. They support me 100%. They are behind me, and they want this for me as much as I want it for myself. So even with my job, you would think, oh, she's a lawyer, she's too busy to be Mrs. America or Mrs. World. That's not true. When you have people who support you, they do what they can do too to make sure you're successful. And God has blessed me with an amazing team of people who say, go get it, girl.
I imagine your mother and your husband like a cheerleader in the audience of Mrs. America this year.
Yes.
The vibe is good.
Yes. They're there. I mean, from the moment I was crowned, it was already like, let's make these reservations and let's go. So they're ready. Yes, it is a huge part. And listen, I think that when used responsibly, social media is amazing. Because it's used so negatively, I have had thoughts about just closing down my social media and disengaging, but it's such a powerful machine that for the things that I want to do, I need social media for it. I need to be able to touch people from all over the world, all over the country. So it's such a powerful thing that because of my vision, I can't disconnect from it because I recognize its power. But I think that when you use it responsibly and respectfully, it's amazing. It's amazing the number of people that you really can reach and you can encourage and affect just from, being online. Personally, even though my daughter's 14, which is, she's in high school, my husband and I allow her to have social media accounts because, people don't always use it responsibly, and it can be a very negative thing if you're not mature enough. So we don't allow that for her just yet. But again, I think it's powerful. My husband, he's a personal trainer in addition to having another full-time job, and he has clients that, because he trains virtually as well. And so he has clients that are, in different states because they found out about him from social media and reached out to him and said, hey, can you train me? Can I do virtual sessions with you? So it's a great tool.
And how do you manage to protect your family, yourself against bad comments, haters?
I don't know that you can protect yourself against bad comments and people who are going to be negative. I think, one way you can do it on your private Facebook is just to unfriend them. But if it's a public thing, like I have a public page and then the Mrs. Delaware page is public, you really just have to know who you are and block out the negativity. The way I protect my children is I just don't allow them to have it. And I just monitor their iPads. There are parental controls on there that prevent them from downloading certain apps and things like that. So I just make sure my kids don't have it. And then with me, you have to have a lot of self-control to not engage with the negativity. And you have to have a lot of self-worth to pick yourself up from the negative things that you do encounter on there.
It's not too hard for your children to learn this behavior with social media, because children have a lot of bad comments when they post a picture, not a very good picture. It's not too hard because you are the mother of two children, it's not too hard to learn to the children the good behavior on the social media?
So it's not so much that it would be hard for me to teach my children as much as I don't see the benefit right now to them. My son's 10, so there's no benefit in the world for him to have social media. My daughter, she's 14, and she's not doing anything right now where she needs exposure. You know, she's not looking for some contract for something, or she's not, applying to colleges yet, or there's no reason for her to have that type of exposure. So of course, just like I teach her, responsibility with everything else, there will come a day where she's going to have social media accounts, and I'll teach her the responsibility of it. But again, she's at an age right now that's really critical, and she deals with enough at school with people who aren't always kind and aren't always friendly, that I'm like, let's just navigate that first before we open her up to a world of, more of that. All-time favorite. So all time. So that's hard. Only because Austin, she was the first Black Mrs. America, and that means a lot to me. I think we always want to see ourselves represented in different things that we have a heart for. And when you don't see yourself represented, it can sometimes make you feel like maybe I can't do it because people who look like me don't do that. So for that reason, but now I'm going back and forth between Natalie Lutmer. Well, her last name's not Lutmer anymore because she just got married. And then also Brooklyn is killing it right now. But then April won Mrs. World. So I kind of want to be like April too. Like, see, like all of our Mrs. Americas have been great, right? Like I could just kind of go through and say, but then like Madeline, she was really good. Like
I prevent. It's a hard question.
It is hard. It's hard because they're all wonderful. The judges have throughout the years done a great job of selecting our Mrs. America. So, to sit here and pick one for different reasons, like Brooklyn is super down to earth. Like I can relate to our current Mrs. America. I can relate to her. Like she's beautiful, but if you check out her social media and her TikToks and just she's amazing. And then, like I said, and then Natalie Lutmer, and I'm sorry, I can't think of her new last name because she did just recently remarry. She was like, just the sweetest, like hometown girl. And I love that about her because that's how I am with Delaware, like very hometown. And I love that about her. So I guess what I really love about Mrs. America in general is that there's no one type of woman who has won. They don't typecast. There's been a bunch of different types of personalities and different occupations and different ethnicities even, who have different platforms. Like each lady had a different type of platform that she was in support of. So that was a hard question. Sorry.
Yes, it's a hard question. And personally, I hate to be judged because it's impossible for me because I connect with a lot of candidates and I want all candidates win the crown. It's impossible to judge for me. I love my job. Yes. It's not judging.
Yeah, that was hard. That was hard. In my purse?
Yes.
A wow item?
All right. Wow item.
Let's see. Let's see what wow item I have in my purse. Oh, my Jimmy Choo sunglasses. So I do not drive without a good pair of shades.
Oh, the perfect glasses for a perfect duty.
My Jimmy Choos are my wow piece right now.
And in your purse, what is the essential item you put always in your purse and we cannot leave your house without?
Yep, I'm going to show you that one too. Always, and even when you, hold on, let's see where it is. I always have to have a good lip gloss. You shall not ever leave the house without a good lip gloss and some chapstick, especially in the winter months. You have to really be able to. So don't leave home without lip gloss and lip balm. Yes, first of all, thank you. If you're a fan of mine, that means you have supported me. And this journey is hard enough by itself. But when you have people who support you, who believe in you, who encourage you, thank you. Please continue to pray for me. And also just, if nothing else, be inspired by me to pursue your dreams. Be inspired that it's not too late, it's not too hard, and you can overcome every single obstacle to fulfill your dreams.